It's time for Crendor and Crendor.
Crendor In The Morning.
In the morning. Broadcasting live. Before our recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's the Crendor In The Morning. Hello there, everybody. It's Monday.
Yeah, now all the people are going back to work and school because it's no longer a holiday weekend. And if you had the rest of last week off, now you're back. We're all back to normal. Now you gotta listen to us again.
It's all normal, man.
Isn't that crazy how most people only listen to us when they're like going to work or school?
Well, they have a back catalog now. So, listen up.
Do you feel like wasting even more of your time? Go check out our back catalog of all our episodes.
We should have little commercials like that.
We should.
Do you have too much free time? Do you wonder, wow, I don't do anything with my life? Then listen to all of our back episodes.
Do you ever hear yourself wondering, wow, I have absolutely nothing to do right now and can't think of anything? Well, here's a good reason.
To not think of anything? Here's a good reason to clear your mind of all thought. Listen to Cox and Crendor in the morning.
Beautiful.
I like how, in your scenario, someone is hearing themselves talk about things, and they're like, that's a good idea, me. That's a very good idea.
That's a great idea, me.
Listen to yourself. Oh.
Someone needs to make a story
Uh-huh.
about a person who is so bored
Uh-huh.
that they end up doing absolutely nothing the entire book. And then at the end of it, there needs to be a quote where he's like, I feel like I'm dying. And then some other guy's just going to be like, are we not all slowly dying every moment of our lives?
What?
I don't know. I just had that thought.
You have some twisted thoughts, man. Speaking of books and twisted thoughts, I'm surprised we didn't talk about this. During a live stream event that we did a while back, Jared, a.k.a. Not Frodo, a guy, if you watch our other event thingies that we do, is a guy who looks like Frodo Baggins. He wrote a book, and you read the first chapter of this book. It was the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I feel like we should just take an episode of this podcast one time just so you can read that book again. A guy who was microwaving food, who was trying to ask out a girl, but then, like, a dog died.
And it was written in, like, his thoughts. Almost.
It was crazy. And then at the end, Jared goes, that's just chapter 1. And I was like, well, you are a madman. We need to do that.
I promise all these people I'm going to write the elf story, and then I'm going to narrate it.
And then I'll sue you for writing the elf story without giving me money.
Sue me because I am a co-creator.
Yeah, well, then I want my co-creator earnings.
Well, I didn't promise you nothing.
Good, because you won't deliver nothing either.
I will. It might be like 4 pages, but it's going to be something.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
You know what? It might even be by the end of the week. My new goal in life is to become the quickest writer of high-quality non-content ever.
I don't know. I think people in the newspaper have you beat every single day.
Oh, that's true. Highest quality, the quickest writer of mediocre content.
Speaking of mediocre content, I wanted to bring up something. So today, before we came on air, I was looking through our messages on the Cox and Crendor SoundCloud page. And we got, every so often we get messages from people who are like, hey, you seem really cool. Do you want to join my network? Or, hey, can you feature some of my music? Stuff like that. But every once in a while we get these delicious gems. You get them on YouTube too, or pretty much anywhere on the internet. And it's kind of hilarious. Claire Regal73 yesterday sent us this message. I listened to some of your tracks, and I have to say, they're good. Congrats. I noticed that your songs don't have many plays, though. A friend of mine used SoundCloud Plays service to promote his tracks, from what I know, to a real audience. And now he's gone viral. I think he uses this service from, insert link to obvious virus site. Cheers. So, I responded, hey, mate. I noticed your spam bot doesn't actually look at our uploads. A friend of yours should have told you that our podcast does pretty well, and we get a ton of views per episodes. Oh, and it's a podcast. I guess your friend isn't that great. Maybe the only virus he got was just herpes. I'm going to stay away from that service. Love, Jesse.
It'll probably respond back with like, I knew your tracks could use more views. Here's the link.
Your songs sound really good. I like the beats that you produce with them.
They're almost as good as the Black Eyed Peas.
They went viral.
They went viral thanks to our program, which you can use following this link. Then you actually go to the website, and it's like a legit website, and the Black Eyed Peas are on it. They're just like, yo, man, I use this site.
It's just the Black Eyed Peas website. I use this service. It's just the Black Eyed Peas website. Like, buy our CDs. Please.
We need money.
Fergie's gotta eat.
And she's like, Fergie going to Taco Bell.
Oh my god! Meanwhile, App the App and the other guy are in the background like, we aren't allowed to say anything.
We aren't legally obligated to like talk anymore.
In our contract it says we can't speak.
Then Will.i.am's just like,
And they're just in the background like nodding, like, that is good, Will. Did I tell you to talk?
They're doing the robot.
I feel bad because it's App the App and then the Indian guy. Like, no one knows his name. It's just the Indian
We're gonna find that
dude.
out right now. Black Eyed Peas members.
That's what it is. You're gonna look it up and it's gonna be like Fergie, Will.i.am, App the App, and Indian guy.
Indian
like that.
His name is Taboo.
Of course it is.
Also known as Jamie Luis Gomez, his actual name.
Oh, so a little Hispanic. He's the Indian guy though. He's the Indian guy.
He is 37 years old. And
Is Will.i.am like in his late 40s? How old is that dude?
Will.i.am is 37 as well. Apple the App is 38, and Fergie is 37 as well. Well, I learned something today.
I learned nothing. I learned nothing that I didn't already know.
You knew all the Black Eyed Peas ages and names.
Are you kidding me? I follow them religiously.
Wait, who are these people? Kim Hill and Sierra Swan? You're not in the Black Eyed Peas.
They're the pre-Fergies, I bet.
Wait, best known for
Are
her
they?
work with the hip-hop Black Eyed Peas. She left the band in 2000 and was... Oh,
See?
yeah.
Those are the pre-Fergies.
So she sucked.
I don't know if she sucked. I just know that they're the pre-Fergies.
Probably
Saying
sucked.
that they sucked compared to Fergie seems really like we're getting down on them.
That's true.
It seems like we're hitting them below the belt there, and I'd rather not do that.
Yeah, you make valid points.
Thank you. I try. That's one of the few times I do.
when I don't try normally, but when we're talking about washed-up music groups, I try.
I like how we're like, yeah, they're so washed up and stupid. Meanwhile, they're rolling in money. Like, yes,
They're
we're
just like,
so rich. All right, well, I mean, I don't know. Do we have anything else to talk about at the top of the show here?
I mean, it is
I think
Monday.
I think we've hit all the high points of
we're
making fun of the
rusty.
Black Eyed Peas.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about people who spam mail us.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about books that we'll never write.
But I will write by next week.
I would hope, for the benefit of literature, that you just don't.
I contemplated starting a dream analysis show.
Dude, oh my god, wait. Hold on.
Okay.
Is it possible to set up some form of, like, phone number where people can call in and tell us the dreams they had, and then we interpret those dreams?
That would be amazing.
That would be an amazing show idea. I'm going to look into that. I'm looking into this.
Yes. We can easily be the best dream interpreters in the world.
That may have to be an entirely different podcast. We're just like, welcome to Dream State. My name, we'll make up fake names. I'll be like, my name is Archibald Crucible, and I'm your dream host. Oh, dude, we're doing it. We're doing
My
it.
name is Imaginary Thought Walrus.
Holy shit! That's happening. It's done. Archibald Crucible, an imaginary thought walrus, hosts a show where we analyze dreams. Holy shit.
And we're the
That's
best
it.
at it. I don't know about you, but I didn't get some worthless like communications degree in college. I got a dream analysis degree.
Holy crap. This needs to happen so badly. So badly. I'm looking into this. People can call in, leave their leave what happened in their dream, and then we analyze it. Archibald Crucible. Thought walrus.
That we may have created the best idea for a show in history.
Holy crap. Maybe this time tomorrow we'll actually have a phone number, because that might happen. I'm looking into this. Holy crap, that's funny.
Oh my god. I'm so excited now. I only thought of this because I like analyzing dreams, and I had dreams the other day where I analyzed them.
Oh, great. Nice to know.
One of them, I was at like this like hotel, and there was a bar, and they were like, "Would you like to try this like super awesome wine?" And I was like, "Sure." And they were like, "Look at the prices." And I looked at the bottle, and it said like $150, and I was like, "You know what? I'll try it." And then they were like, "That'll be $1,500." And I was like, "What?" And then that was one of them. I don't know what that means.
That is, well, here's what that means. It means that you are afraid of being scammed dealing with money. Deep down, you have a fear of being scammed and someone's going to take your money.
Oh,
yes.
that makes sense. I do have that fear.
See how good we are at this?
This is amazing.
We're very good at this.
We're gonna be hired by professionals.
Oh, we're gonna be on Coast to Coast AM by the end of the year. That's
We
my
are.
goal. I want to be on that show, and I want people to call in and be like, "I had dreams," and George will be like, "So what was your dream, caller?" And I'll be like, "I had a dream that an alien leprechaun came and poked my butthole with a banana. What does that mean?" Like,
It means that in a past life, you were probed by the great space Mayan robot who was testing whether or not you'd be alive in this period, and you were alive.
also, you may be gay.
That's a possibility.
It's a small possibility. All right, enough of this. That's a great idea, but we need to move on. We're
Okay.
running out of time here. Okay. Now I think it's time to go to Chapter 7 in the sky to see Crendor. Crendor, how's that traffic out there?
Woo! People are going back to work and school. It's back to the grind. The grind of gears. The gear grind. And there's some school buses down there. Watch out for those. I hear school bus drivers are pretty dangerous when they're driving the school bus. So avoid those. There's some trucks. They might be sleeping at the wheels, so watch out for those too. If I were you, I'd just take the back roads like I always do. Back to you.
Thanks, Crendor. Now let's go over to Crendor at the weather desk. Crendor, how's that weather?
Well, we haven't gone to France in a while.
I think we have, actually.
Oh, maybe.
Why don't we go to somewhere in Asia?
All right. We can.
Let's go to. Can we go to like Thailand?
All right, we're going to Thailand, Bangkok.
Nice.
Today in Thailand, it's 91 degrees.
Wow. What?
Yeah, 91 degrees.
I am kind of super jealous.
36% humidity, 5-mile-per-hour winds, 6.2 mile visibility, 61-degree dew point. And do they have local tweets? I really hope they do.
I hope they do. I hope all the tweets from Thailand are gonna be like, "Help! An Asian hooker kidnapped me."
Where they would have tweets, they have an ad for Kellogg's Mini Wheat Crunch, and one of the Kellogg Crunch things is saying, I really am filling. And then the other one's like, crunchy, isn't it?
For some reason, I feel like that still relates to Bangkok. I don't know why, but I feel like it does.
It does, as well as Pest Control Cabbage Looper.
Is the worst sequel to the movie Looper ever. They call me the Cabbage Looper. I send cabbage back in time and kill it. I make salads out of future cabbage.
And eat your cabbage.
And I
It's
eat
like,
it.
I don't think you understand. Like, we don't really care.
Like, we have a bunch of cabbage here. You don't get it. It's future cabbage. It comes from the future.
You just wait. That's weather.
Now let's move on to sports.
We got sports stories, but first off, we got to talk playoffs.
Uh-oh.
Packers, they won because Greg Jennings
Carry the team on
his back. Now he's heading on down to San Francisco, where he's going to beat the 49ers. I know Will tweeted me and said he likes the 49ers and that he thinks I'm wrong. He obviously doesn't understand Greg Jennings.
Yeah. When he sees Greg Jennings on the field, he will become a convert.
Mm-hmm. Very easy.
Greg Jennings.
He wasn't even playing the last time they played San Francisco in the opener, which it explains everything.
It
and
does.
I actually have a prediction for Greg Jennings. He's going to put the team on his back next week, and I'm calling 10 catches, 15 touchdowns, and 1,500 yards. See, he only has 10 catches because he's going to have 4 touchdowns being a running back, and then they're going to put him on defense, and he'll get an interception and return that for a touchdown.
All with a broken leg.
All with 3 broken legs.
How is he doing that?
And then the whole time he's running, people will just be like in shock and awe, just mesmerized, and he'll just be like, Greg Jennings. And so, I mean, Packers obviously keep on winning. And Baltimore Ravens, they won with Jacoby Jones. He didn't really do a lot, but I guess the fact that he's just there. They had Ray Lewis, who, like, he's like, I'm retiring. And then he's playing with, like, a super arm, like, torn bicep, but he's just like, oh, I'm Ray Lewis. And then, who else? Well, yeah, Houston, Cincinnati, the Bengals lost because they suck.
Really? Strange.
Apparently,
although I did think the Bengals would win because the Bengals I figured would be on a roll, but nope.
Bengals have
the
apparently lost their last 3 playoff games and haven't won a playoff game in like 30 years or something.
Are you saying the Bengals are bad?
I am.
That's nonsense.
And then the other playoff game was RG3 taking on the Seahawks, and RG3 got shut down. His bionic legs gave out. And
that sounds like the end of the saddest robot movie ever. Like he discovers his humanity, but he still loses, and he's like, "But I have learned a more valuable lesson." As he is being dismantled.
It was so disappointing too, because like he started off well, and then he tweaked his robotic leg, and that was the only reason I wanted Washington to win. Otherwise, I didn't care about them. And then he was trying to take his team back, and he just like broke his robotic leg, and he went down, and it was just like RG3 shut down.
And a guy walks out on the field and shoots him in the head. And then they boot up another one, and then back in the locker room, like. RG4, ready to go. Oh god.
And we have this awesome story.
Yes, we have a very funny story. Here's what we're gonna do. In the description to this video is a link. I want all of you really quickly to go to that link. Hopefully it's still up by the time this goes live, and you can see it. It's of a woman reporter, and I guess they're on the Minnesota Vikings
News
show. Thing. Yeah. And just go watch this and come back. You can pause this if you're in the car. Tough tatas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't watch this while you're in the car. That'd be bad.
Yeah. All right, they're back now.
Yes, they are. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure they are.
Well, that woman got tackled. Well, it was more like she got stiff-armed.
The best part is the music that's added. It's like dun 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 dun. This dude just goes up behind and just pushes her down, and she's like this. She is a hardy Minnesota woman. She's like, I'm okay.
The best is I just don't like how the dude that knocks her down is so into it. He's like, I caught the ball. This is my time to shine, coach.
The best part is that the other guy who's in the shot with her, the really tall, skinny guy, is like, he walks over, and you can see he's got this smile on his face. It's like, don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, dude. It's amazing. Meanwhile, back in the studio, Santa Claus, or like Kenny Rogers.
Minnesota version.
Minnesota Kenny Rogers and his wife, I don't know who that is, on their Minnesota coffee table are just like, I hope everything's okay over there.
That's their news show. Is it's just these two people in their living room? That's the Minnesota news.
Oh my God, that is amazing. That is amazing.
Oh, I like how right before that happens, where he throws the ball, she's just like, "Oh, go ahead. I'm not gonna get in any trouble." And then she gets in trouble. That's that.
And I guess that's sports.
That's sports.
All right, well then that brings us to our big story of the day. Crendor, hit me with that news.
Well, you might say this really is a big story. Poll: few Americans know all the risks of obesity.
That was a very good segue. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, well continue, please. What are the risks?
Heart disease and diabetes get all the attention. But what about the many other ways obesity can damage your health? Carrying too many pounds may lead to or worsen some types of cancer, arthritis, sleep apnea, even infertility. But a new poll suggests a few Americans realize the links. Oh, few Americans actually realize the links. Only about 1/4 of people think it's possible for someone to be overweight and still healthy, according to the poll by something. Ask about the most serious consequences, and more than 7 in 10 Americans can correctly tick off heart disease and diabetes. Heart disease is the nation's leading killer, and diabetes and obesity are twin epidemics, as rate of both have climbed in recent years. The other consequences aren't so well known. People are often shocked to hear how far-reaching the effects of obesity are, said Jennifer Dimitriou, a bariatric dietitian. Only 7% of people surveyed mentioned cancer, although doctors long have known that fat increases the risk of developing cancers of the colon, breast, prostate, uterus, and certain other sites. Plus, being overweight can make it harder to spot tumors early to treat them. Then there's the toll on your joints, especially the knees. About 15% of people knew about obesity contributing to arthritis, a vicious cycle as the joint pain then makes it harder to exercise and shed the pounds. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, strokes were fairly low on the list. Infertility didn't get a mention. Also, 5% put respiratory problems on the list. Studies show people who are overweight are at an increased risk of sleep apnea and asthma, and that dropping pounds can help improve their symptoms.
Here's something that I think this stems from. I think the big story here is people not knowing, right? Like people in the U.S. not understanding. Is that what the article's about, really?
Yeah.
Follow me here.
All right.
It seems like the whole, I am beautiful no matter what they say, like that, or the like, big is beautiful, or those kind of things, where it's like, it's okay, it's okay to be yourself.
Yeah.
I think goes against this. But I think that also works with smoking and anything else like that's bad for you, where people are like, be you, be who you want to be.
Yeah.
Be okay with yourself. Like sometimes you shouldn't be okay with yourself.
I heard George Carlin, he did that thing on the self-esteem movement. He's like, the self-esteem movement is BS. He's like, you know who has high self-esteem? Sociopaths. Because it's like, you can only have, like, you have to have some self-esteem, but, like, when you have too much, you can't actually, like, improve as a person.
And I think, like, it's that idea of I'm okay with me. Like, you can have that. You can be okay with yourself, but there are certain things that you should be trying to fix about yourself constantly. Mm-hmm. And, like, getting in shape should be an active goal. You should be like, I'm okay with not being able to do, like, play with my kids. Like, no, you shouldn't be okay with that.
That's like the whole point of like having our bodies, like for the past like not like it's only in the past like 50 years we've gotten fat. So all the other times we were out like doing things.
I don't know. I think Chester A.
Well,
Arthur. No, wait, not Chester. President Garfield. Who was it? Hold on, now I gotta look up our We've had some big ass presidents in the past.
Those people are like the rich and the famous ones that don't have to actually do anything.
Well,
like
now
the
I
kings
guess that relates
of the medieval ages were like, he's fat, he must be rich and powerful. Because all he did was sit around and rule the kingdom.
You do make a good point.
Yeah.
But with that said, though, I think you're right in the fact that we are very like, we don't really move, we don't really do a lot. And so when people are like, improve yourself, this whole like, I'm fine with who I am. You can be, I think you should be fine with your personality and fine with who you are, but you should actually like care about your health a bit, I would think.
I would hope so.
I don't, whatever.
Or you can watch like Honey Boo Boo, and
Well, what else does this article say?
that's all it really said.
That's it. Americans are dumb. We just don't get it.
I can go to this Cosmo article. It says 8 foods to avoid before sex.
I don't know if that's going to help us.
It might help you lose some weight.
It might, but I don't know. I don't think that eating a bunch of food before sex is really going to be helpful.
Number 1 is beans.
All right. That's it. We're done. We're done.
Artificial sweeteners, broccoli, red meat, black licorice, skip ad, cheese, alcohol, gum.
Did it really say you should have beans before sex?
It said avoid them.
Oh, I thought it said you should. I was like, that sounds horrible.
No, that was don't do that.
Oh, I thought it was like, look, if you want to have really great sex, eat a bunch of beans.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense.
They have
It
like
makes sense.
protein in them.
Right? That'd be the
it's
best.
protein.
Like, oh yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh. It would just stink is what I'm saying.
What else did Cosmo say? Cosmo also says why we don't like when guys cry.
2 magazines later, it'd be like, why men should cry.
It will. And then everyone will be like,
I can relate to this article.
like this woman.
I think it's normal and okay if a guy cries for a legit reason, but I'm totally turned off by a sensitive type guy who overevaluates his feelings and moods from day to day.
Then the next magazine would be like,
I like it when guys cry because it shows their sensitive side and allows me to understand them better.
It's funny because it's exactly what's going to happen.
oh, Cosmo, you're so predictable. I like how we're 2 grown men, like, we know everything in Cosmo.
Like, I'm practically a writer for Cosmo because of how much I know.
And that's where your short story will appear.
Yes. Oh my god. Speaking of which, I was in Target, and they had the book section, and there are now, like, parodies of 50 Shades of Grey. Mysterious consequences. And then it shows, like, right under it, let's just, like, sometimes it's fun to not know about what's happening, or, like, some stupid shit.
Why is it that it's suddenly okay for books to be made for housewives that's like, hey, I know your life is boring as shit. Here's all the crazy kinky sex you should be having. Enjoy. Why can't there just be like a number that's like my phone number and they call me up and I'm like, look, I know your life's boring. How about some of that crazy kinky sex you should be having?
There's the Tombstone quote.
Why can't there be a number where women call me and I go bang them?
Because when you think about it that way, the number has to be dialed, and then we dial into our consciousness.
David lynched. That's how we're ending. Thank you guys for listening, and we will be back tomorrow.
Chocolate.
God, I want a hot chocolate. And as always, to be continued.
Woo!